What's going on, my babies? Welcome back to another episode of the Spiritual Word. As always, I apologize for any noises in the background in advance and anything of that nature. Before I start these, I like to start these off with a disclaimer by stating that these are for entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research to come to your own conclusions, to have your own answers, to make your decisions, and I believe in your ability to do something in your own person. Sorry if you hear my fan or the cars driving past or anything of that nature. Before I start these, I have an audio version on the podcast. I have an audio version anywhere you can find podcasts and a video version on YouTube. They're both named The Spiritual Word. And I'm your host, Jackie. I upload Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, except for the last week of every month, which I'm supposed to be doing. But for the past couple of months, I've low-key been skipping that because I've just been on go, go, go mode. But next week, I'm not uploading because I need a break. Or I need to mentally recharge myself. So with that being said, let's jump right into today's episode. So I already did 2 parts on getting deep into spirituality and then getting deeper. So now in today's and tomorrow's, I want to talk about the fundamental nature of reality and the some of the things that I'm going to talk about. They're a lot of the times my own personal experiences and my own findings through my own research, which I encourage you to do, but I'll talk about my references. Studying Buddhism is one of these key elements. Studying people who channel is another reference. Studying spirituality is another reference. Studying psychology, studying science, studying numerology, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And quantum mechanics and like math and stuff like that. But math and science are like a big thing in this, and Buddhism and religions. So let's get into this shit. I'm gonna try to make this as clear and concise as possible, but the way that I work is not clear and concise. So if this is something that you have a hard time understanding, I recommend watching or listening to this multiple times so that it becomes easier to understand. So the fundamental nature of reality, and this is one of the books that really helped me to understand the nature of reality, is The Science of the Mind. And I talk about this a lot because I read this just this year, and it basically just ingrained all the things that I already knew through studying all these different things like numbers, science, English, Buddhism, Christianity, meditation, contemplation, all these different things. So basically, the nature of reality is just, it's a paradoxical thing. It's up, it's down, it's side to side. And there's no one thing. It is this engulfing melting pot of all these different things, all these different ingredients that are needed to make this cake that is reality. And you are an ingredient in the cake that is life, or that is this 3D experience that is so real for everybody. So the fundamental nature of everything is that you are just one little piece to this pie, this cosmic pie that is everything, here and now, because we can only experience here and now, because we are only here and now. And at every single moment of our waking existence or our waking experience is another piece to the here and now. And so another way that I can explain this is that you are sound. In Buddhism, they talk about seed syllables. And in science or quantum mechanics, they talk about energy oscillating. And sound is energy that oscillates. And in order for something to oscillate, it has to be magnetic. And in order for there to be magnets, or the oscillation of the magnets, you need I don't want to say opposition, but you need like an opposing force. You need a polar and a polar opposite, right? The North Pole needs the South Pole. The South Pole needs the North Pole. up needs down. There can only be up if there's down, because it's kind of like, how do I explain this? If there was no darkness, you would not know anything but darkness, so there would be no experience. Because you wouldn't have an experience. And so these planes of existence do exist, but they're the singularity, which we are in the third density, right? And science talks about the third density, and in the third density we experience the oscillation of all of these different things, which is why I talk about you're just one of the ingredients in this cosmic cake, because we can only understand so much because we're human beings. And because we're not the universe itself. The universe itself is going to understand all these things because it is everything. And so the fundamental nature of reality is basically just resonance, energy. That's it. There only is energy and the absence of that. But we don't experience the absence of it because we are experiencing it, right? Like, you don't experience nothing even while you're asleep. You don't experience nothing because your body's still experiencing. But your consciousness is basically turned off for a little bit, right? Like when you turn off a TV, those movies, those shows that are always being played, or if you get in your car and turn on the radio is forever going. The TV is forever going. Those channels, those shows are forever going. But when you turn it off, the screen goes black because it's off. That's the same thing with your consciousness when you go to sleep. But your consciousness has the ability of dreaming and having lucid or vivid imagery even while you're asleep. So it's not that nothing is happening when you sleep, but it's kind of like you just take a little break. The same thing could be said if you're in a deep state of meditation or hypnosis. You're just taking a pause, but that pause is not a real pause. It's a fake pause. So, the best way that I can end this, just to make this clear and concise, and then I'm going to go into a second part, which will be uploaded tomorrow, and that will just kind of like go off into random spurts of like getting deeper into this understanding of your awareness and stuff like that. And awareness is such a freaking good word. Your awareness, your focus is such a good word for this, because you are just awake. Your focus is just where you're awake. And your focus is that singular point that your mind can point to and know what it needs to do. Like, for example, a lot of people, they operate off this autopilot mode, which is neither here nor there, you know what I mean? I'm not here to dictate your life. But when you're on this autopilot, your brain knows what to do and knows how to function. Like when you get up, you brush your teeth, take a shower, go to the bathroom, drink water. Those are things you do on autopilot because you're so naturally used to them. Versus something that you're not focused on. Like the struggles of another human being. The struggles of another cat, another dog, another sentient being, like a ant on the ground. And those are just things that you're not aware of. And once you become aware of the fact that you're a cosmic ingredient in this cosmic pie that is existence in the 3D physical here and now, then you start to oscillate at a different pace. And when you oscillate at a different pace, you're able to recognize what you're doing, and you're able to co-create with this experience because you recognize that everything is based off your awareness and everything is based off your resonance. And because sound is what creates this experience, you can choose to consciously manage that sound that's like constantly echoing off of you. And sound and energy is you. And because sound and energy is you, and you have the power to create sound and manipulate sound, then you have the power to co-create this experience and to create whatever experience you want. Because that's what you're here to do. You're here to have fun. The universe is experiencing itself in every single shape, way, and form, even in the really dark moments. And yeah, I think that's the best way that I can explain that. So, with that being said, thanks for tuning in and tapping in. As always, you know that I love you and I appreciate you for being here. I hope that this was either helpful or entertaining, or that you understood some parts of this, or if you understood all of it, I'm glad that you understood all of it. And yeah, I'm gonna end this here. Thanks for tuning in and tapping in. As always, my babies, I love and appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.